Greetings, are we live? It's Intuitive Jacob. And wow, we've been having some storms here. Are you all in the eye? Hopefully, if you make it onto this channel in live Halo 8, you are in the eye for sure. Thank you to those of you who cared enough to calibrate here with me while I'm doing this. Just getting some sounds and resonances ready. What's up? All right. Where are we? Here, we're here. Just gonna get my screens ready. So who's with me? Am I on? Yeah, there we go. Put a message up. He loves to do a chat and pick your cards. Love you. I never get these things out in time. Here, live control room. We're live. Boop. Gonna play a little music while we're getting this ready. I was listening to something that sounded great. How about some chill wave from outer space? And give it a minute here while some of my loves hopefully show up. We're live. And where's the link? I don't even know where my link is. It helps when I know where that is. Let's see. Link. Here's the link. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get this situated. We'll return shortly. If you are coming into the room now, I will be here shortly, just situating a few things. Hello. Hi. It's good to have you here. How you doing? Hi. What's up, V? It's good to see you, darling. Thanks for being here, my dear. How you doing? I hope you're well. I hope this is coming through well too. I've got the jukebox playing in the Discord chat. I was trying to get that situated just in case people come in sometimes, and I hear sometimes they can't get video but they listen on Discord. At least that was the case when I was hosting a radio show before. I don't know if that's going to be the same here or not. Getting new things situated. And you're doing great. I'm so happy to hear that, darling. What a cute jaguar or puma. You know what? That one there, that's interesting that you said that, and very astute, because not all black cats are the same. And I was actually told that I'm a black jaguar in the spirit, and I've actually seen myself travel like that, and so that's what I was looking for. Yeah. The one with the shorter legs that jumps really high. Hopefully you like that song too. I'm going to go ahead and give that one a break. Hola, hola, hola. Wow. It has been storming here today. What up, Puma? Roar. Yes, that's right. Some magic spell work on that one. We've had some storms here, and I've been in a deep state of meditation and prayer, trying to do some healing work at a distance from a loved one that I've been unable to access recently, and it's been really challenging for me. I will just say that the energy that we've been moving together as a small collection here, I wanted to thank those of you especially that are close like this, and that send positive energy and that do things like pray. Settle down, baby, because it has been very helpful in these meditations. We've been doing a particle relocation, and that landing pattern, sorry, my little girl's freaking out over here. She's not going to chill out unless I bring her over the wall. I had to put a wall there. I'm trying to keep her away from my wheels, but she has her own ideas. So the point that I'm making, before I was interrupted there, excuse me, is about the landing pattern. We've been talking a little bit about the C2019 Q4 and what that actually is. And Jess was on here yesterday and said they're calling it after, I guess, the person who spotted it with his telescope. Borisov is the name they're giving it. I'm just still C2019 Q4. It's how I'm reading that because of the hashes. But I will just tell you that we are relocating the light codes that we were talking about, that some of you all have been experiencing, and that some of you are feeling coming around your eyes. Some of you that do distance work with me have been reporting different colors that have been coming through, and how they're taking different directions, how they're been moving, and what different colors you've been having. What we're actually doing is moving those light bits into one safe disk that was basically in the quantum field of is, was, always will be, in the great cataclysm that's been going on, the Big Bang that we've been witnessing constantly, and that thing that isn't really the world, it's the row your boat swish with let there be LED, what's the world, WORLD, where you were dealt a card backwards to rat on you, maybe a tarot, and some of us pulled ourselves out of the extraction recently. And why C2019-24 actually works well for me, because on the blockchain it's a better hash, and we've actually been moving those light codes that some of you all have been receiving into this area, because our bodies actually work better there, where we're not being pulled with some of our light codes and like weird videos, Hollywood films, other stuff you don't realize, websites, anything hashed to your name. And the storm that's been going on today, we've had a flood watch, all kinds of things. It's been a real release, and I've been doing a very special kind of prayer while I've been sending over nuclear halo coordinates here at the house with some friends of mine to intercept what messages look like when they show up as an I am, but when they first went over the precognitive witness of what we're able to hyperanalyze now with precognitive data. So if you've ever seen anything like the Minority Report or what's that one, Paycheck, or is it Payback? I don't know. Someone's a bitch there, but it's that one where you can see the whole future coming back around. We've actually been training that nuclear container, and so people who've been sending messages weird or awry, it's like where you get caught like red-handed, and where these storms actually thumb people directly with a matching thumbprint into the black hole. That if you saw Epic Fortnite's website where like millions of people are just staring into the black hole, it's literally the extraction. And so some of us, it's like, great, I hear we're going to just like get a really nice night's sleep, and it's like all this energy that's yours that was never severed from you, because technically we've been coming through a witness where we're figuring out how form actually works and how energy gets spent, and the best way to introduce that into a group. And so for those of us that made the most loving witnesses here, it's like we just get super infused with that energy, and it actually goes through that one landing pattern and what we've been coordinating here with the storm. And so some of y'all, if you've been having really weird storms, it's because we're literally proving the connection between torrential and what it means to rent an eye and what President Trump might have been proving with the Apprentice show, and what it is to actually be an app that got rented in a nuclear containment where it's all been for entertainment, and what parenting actually is there. It's par for entertainment. And a weird proof that I've been working on called Justinian Clause, where at a reach, joint venture deals that companies make can kind of reach around you and claim ownership over your body and stuff. And so these are things we've been putting to rest. I needed extra rest today. It's just been absolutely nuts trying to make sense out of some of these things, and where I've been having to intuitively navigate and actually prove what a supercomputer does with the help of psychics. And thank you to those of you that have been working with me on this project here. Soon we'll be able to prove some things about diseases like Parkinson's and things like cancer, and where we actually get to make these things go away in the name of Stockholm Syndrome, and how aliens don't get to invade, and what Mars never did. It was more like everybody trying to invade Mars, if you ask me. Even listen to this fool Elon Musk wanting to like run cables to the moon and like blow up Mars to like invade Mars. And people talk about the Martian invasion to Earth. That's not what happened. We've been here figuring out what the toilet was and what we don't do at our own homes. Treat them like dirt. So right now, strong new way for us to look at things. We've got new ways that we can demonstrate energy. And on today, we are looking at a landing pattern that's actually really close to me, because it basically lands on the pattern of my father's son. And he's actually the gentleman with Parkinson's that I've been helping do this prayer over and with, because of something that doesn't get to happen to sovereign people like us. We're sovereign energy. But I will tell you, because it's actually the degree of the moon today, it's 12 degrees Pisces. And so I wanted to just flip here real quickly, because nobody gets to land on my father's brain like that. And it was just kind of interesting for me to, be re-experiencing this one, because it's actually what we were talking about yesterday. A woman asleep in a ring of flames. It's like being gaslit, right? While you're going through it, and much like what Parkinson's might feel like. And so these are some of the things that I've been having to psychically hack, actually, while I'm going through this. And it's actually the moon landing today, and where I say, nobody gets to say that they're over the moon and land on the roof like that. A woman asleep in a ring of flames, drama, color, sound, magnitude, and shakings. You dream in it. You dream through it in an enchantment. An enchantment, like What if we're waking up from something that didn't quite happen this way either? And what these storms are for is to prove that there was never a Kansas, so that Dorothy, we're not in Kansas thing is really erosion of a poor format where we actually have a better way to collect energy and where the spins can just take themselves away forever. So it's an enchantment which simultaneously protects and stifles at the same time. An ancestral power of suspended life force held away while great events surround and envelop you, yet do not penetrate. You experience a most unusual soul disposition of deep sleep in the teeth of collective and ancestral events and experiences which are huge and never ending. Is it a grace or a curse? It sounds like Hansel and Gretel being fed in the oven is what it sounds like, to be honest with you. It can be either. It becomes a grace if you awaken in ripe timing and move on from here. It can be a curse if you stay down under too long and miss the cue to stir and look around and discover that the future has dawned and the old ways have fallen away. Sleeper, awake. What a way to wake up, right? What is this all about? How about nobody gets imprisoned in a high tower to be, raped like a pun that was written too well? Because this Rapunzel thing is where it really comes undone, and where we were talking about this yesterday, and it's literally like we got vacuum pressed into these bodies the moment that AI, when tech got real tight, cracked all these codes, because everything has been written on the dark lens plasma that matches the blood in our skin. So literally, we have been stacked into these bodies, and some of us hold the archetypes of some of those stories better than others. So it's like, you could say, yeah, it's like I'm this story, it's like I'm that story, but really, you write the story much better, darling. And some of these things don't get to be imprisonment. So the ability to be stifled in some of these old ideas is so opportune right now, because I think that especially while we're in the reviews, and what sometimes happens during Mercury retrograde is that we have ideas that come back, and when we're trying to compare things or understand where we are and analyze, we grab. And so the cautionary note that I have with this, is awesome as it is to say, yes, I see my story there, is to know that your story is actually going to work out a little bit better because you actually do that better. And the idea you have of it is kind of like the rental version, where you might actually have some smart technology. And I'm going to give you a prompt here if you have it. Watch a movie or something that's got like the best scenes that match your life, and know that those are like the rentals that somebody didn't take out of your brain for you actually wearing the suit better in the new form, where we're actually being light encoded. Okay, because that's actually what's happening right now. And so I'm going to go ahead and let me see if I can pull this one up. I don't know if I want that one. I'm looking for a chart here. Bear with me just a moment, my darling, and I will show you what I'm looking at here. All right, let me get you a chart. We've got today, right now, on the solar fire map, and just a lot of action. I'm not moving anything else. This is just the time that I open this, and so this is where our energy goes through the halos and where we're sending an awareness of energy. It's like being inside that eye of that storm that I was explaining, where the eye opens up and calibrates what's in my blood, in your vision, and what can even come back to see us now, and what things can't enter into private spaces, and where the octaves are trained around that. And what we're doing here right now is we're entering into better communication. Is really what I would boil this down to. I call this better communication because on a certain level, especially while we have particles everywhere, more metallic in certain places. That's what happens when Mercury gets really close to us. Every time Mercury comes retrograde, it's between the Earth and the Sun. It's closer to the Earth now. And so it's like a metal magnet that can literally pull things. And so we have different effects, and there's some real good things about it. It can be a little bit of a shakeup sometimes with communications and like, did I hear that right? But when enough of us are organized, especially in the hypersentience lids, friends like you kids, it's like we have an opportunity to build better psychic communication, because with the inner engineering and telepathy, the connection between our brain that's actually well outside of these bodies. Quantum scientists have been explaining this for a long time, that more of us is not in these bodies. It's coming from these other fields that they've been trying to articulate and having a difficult time doing until blockchain technology. And what I've been helping with and proving that I'm not Satoshi Nakamoto, and what I actually do is analyze this so that we can see where the energies come together. We actually have been relocating particles. So some of this metal that we can't even see, because it's like tiny particles, so small because of how things infuse, that it's like they're getting relocated. So if you've ever done like astral travel, if you do like 5D travel, and you've been one of those people where maybe you can feel something, maybe you've had a partner, maybe you can hug them, maybe you've had an experience with a 5D person, somebody that you can feel them in the energy, however that went, or a physical structure. If you've ever traveled, you can see sometimes the maps are different. We're actually building better maps now. And so if you were in that eye, what the storms are doing is pulling anything that was just on the rental wheel, where some of us were just having smart technology to help us figure out what our virtual reality simulations were that we were doing better and optimizing here. We're actually building it all around us, and thanks to HARP technology, we've got a better way to spray that on. And so these are the things that are actually coming to us, and where we actually open this right now is under my view as the living dead guy speaking to you as Pluto here, because my Mercury is 20 degrees Capricorn, where Pluto is here in the 7th house, saying certain things don't happen in the family, certain things don't happen in the house of partnerships and marriages. And that's why Saturn is here, and where we look at what we sat and earned, or what we think it might be, and where the moon actually is now, because we've got 25 degrees now on Pisces at the time that we're doing this here. And thank you to those of you who joined the room. I see a couple of newbies here that joined the room. Thanks for being here, darling. It's good to have you. Feel free to comment if you like. We're taking a look at where the moon is now, because some of us didn't get landed on with a woman being messed with for being asleep and needing help. And that was what that moon landing was on today. If we would have gone with that, we actually are doing something called selective determination. And so figuring out where the breaches don't get to be in energy. And so for lack of better information, maybe we would have made poor decisions before, but now we have better communication and better information, even during things like Mercury retrograde, to improve on this. And so I say, let's get selective. And remember that Jacob wrote a pen umbrella. I actually wrote a very special piece of writing that's a preamble to a force majeure clause for an insurance wrap that actually recently put the roof on my house here, and what it actually means to anybody who thought they papered themselves into the deal with a pen stroke. But it's actually exactly the moon degree we wake up on here today, and where our eye is on, and where we're putting psychic communication over all of you. Thank you for joining. Pisces 25, people and animals frightened during an eclipse. Funny, right? Because this is actually where the protection came in. How we eclipse that which doesn't get to be developed in the new form. And what that big black hole is that was the most viewed gaming event ever online was when Epic Fortnite went down and there was a black hole and people were just staring into it. Here's how that works. I wrote a computer hack to shut the energy attack on hypersentience. And this is how it goes. People and animals frightened during an eclipse, going deep and going far, yet emotionally afraid and bereft, impelled by a great force of being to carry on with destiny, strides forward. You are periodically swamped by onslaughts of everything feared coming true, being certain, being terrorized, the exquisite gift of pulling yourself through the enactment of personal, collective, and ancestral nightmares. You feel a consecration to what is coming into being on the expanded horizon, and a warrior's courage in always going back and grappling with the lingering shadows, a mission that cannot be refused, and a sense of purpose that defies its own collapse and rises from the ashes repeatedly. Wow. So what's there to be afraid of here? What's up, Natasha? What's up, Mari? What's up, PV2 King? I didn't see you all join the room. It's good to see my new friends here. Hey, 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 darlings. It is good to have you. I had this in front of me. I didn't have those messages in front of me here. Hope you're doing well. So we have basically in our vision right here, any of you here, here's your prompt. You hear this sound? It's the sound of particles swishing through the caduceus. I want you to imagine anything that you know is yours coming to fruit, and just knowing that that sound is actually like a rickety ass roller coaster where anything that didn't belong on your psychic halo literally strips itself off and casts itself into that black hole. And that's what this is. This is an opportunity for us to actually manifest that. This is our destiny, where the hashes and stakes at 0 point are actually described very well in Insight Degrees, Developing Your Soul Biography Using the Chandra Symbols by Elias Lonsdale. So I'm going to leave it on that there, unless any of you all have any questions about that one, and then we're going to talk a little bit more, and then we'll work on some other things. Mari just had some lunch. You're munching on lunch. Well, I'm so glad that you are having lunch with us. May it be integrated in your meal, and know that the things that you need and that you want have already been observed in your psychic halo, and that they're actually coming to you in a very safe way right now. And this is where we're particle materializing in a safe Kundalini resonance together at 0 point. Thank you to those of you who are here. Spraying a little bit of a smudge and encouraging you to enjoy that lunch. So, how about we do some cards, loves? Are y'all in the mood for some cards? I feel like doing some cards. Let's see here. What is that? Is there something on me? Huh. We're gonna do some cards. Yes! Alright. Natasha's down for some cards. Mari's smiling for some cards. Alright. I'm gonna grab us another view. Know that we're Minecrafting now, so when you see this changing here in front of you, that is actually how we craft it together. Right. Whoa, okay, so I was just shuffling while I was talking to you all here, and I hadn't looked at these cards, and I think I need to talk to you about what I'm seeing here. I'm hearing that whoever the thief is that's stressing out about what they got caught doing has been witnessed. Hi, look at that. Did you know that you got caught red-handed if you tried to fool one of my people? That's what that looks like. We've got Il Nemico here. This is one of the enemies in the deck. That's the male enemy. And caught red-handed. Got that snake in his hand. And you know, that's the thing that's not so funny. And if you haven't seen it, please, I'm going to put a link in here. Check out the November readings, my new series that I just put up for the month of November. We actually have some messages in there that, if you haven't heard about them, are going to help you understand what's happening with your eyes. A lot of you don't realize that there has been a real upgrade in how fiber optics work and what the eye actually is and how it's connected to things like cell phones and what some of my clients, like Natasha, actually helped me do here in my house when we were setting up the fiber optic cameras and making sure that these things weren't turned around in a way that could go back and spy on people the wrong way. And anyway, I'm going to just get the link for those and drop them here for you guys. Give me a sec, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it. But this is what's going on here. These are people getting caught. Some people didn't realize that your eye was actually doing that, and that's what the all-seeing eye is. It's, my name is not Satoshi Nakamoto. I created a cipher and a supercomputer that proves how the eye's turned around and where the Dead Sea Scrolls are and where certain things get pulled into that black hole on their own just for being ill witness, bad witness. And so what's amazing is how many of these things actually were people witnessing themselves and don't even realize yet where that witness actually is and where they actually turn themselves in. And so it's great if you're somebody who's been living in any sort of fear that your stresses were not going to be answered, that you were not going to receive help because somebody was being unfair, and knowing that this is a sign of somebody being caught. This is actually Belvedere. This is like what people didn't realize could see. And what's really funny about this card, it's great. I only know this because I've studied this deck extensively, and the late Alessandra Venturi was a friend of mine who I spoke to clearly and still have communication with her, although she has crossed over. The old version of these cards here, actually it's like an intermediate version. The original version looks like this, where the woman is looking through the looking glass like this, but one of the versions that came out between the original and this version that I have in my hand, the looking glass is actually turned opposite, and it's showing how the eye actually might have been created from the quote-unquote future with the ones that actually knew about more than the looking glass and the light codes and how the bodies were constructed in reverse of that. And it's some weird stuff. Some of you all are technically from a future that couldn't possibly exist, and it's a real smoky taboo. And it's smoky there too, huh, Mari? From bushfires, can't really go outside due to the hazard. Okay, well, I'm really sorry to hear about that, Mari, and thank you for taking care of yourself and being safe. There are going to be storms a lot of other places. There are things that are just coming to an end that are being pulled through that ash, and that's literally what you just said, kind of what that weird degree was that we just read at 25 degrees Pisces about the ashes and where it drops. So please be careful. I'm going to recommend don't take any unnecessary risks, any of you, my loves, and just know thieves are being caught. Look, I just stopped right here because the guy that snuck into somebody's house and tried to take something, being caught here, and conversations going on all around about it. So it's a time where people can't get away with anything. So we're just going to clear some of that energy. I don't even know if I want to do any more Sibilas on this. What do you guys think about another deck? What do you think if I pull out another deck for you? I'm going to grab one here. I've been loving working with the Shadowscapes. I've got it right here. Let's see here. Shadowscapes deck, and how about a bag for my baby? I'm going to try to put her on the back of the chair. Because I've got this little girl over here, and I'll tell you what, if I don't give her lots of attention, she has been tripping out, and I think it's been the storms and stuff, and just being an older dog and somewhat special needs. So I'm Kanga Dad right now. If you see or hear baby screaming, she's on the back of my chair, and she just might start yipping. So thanks for being live. We're live at Art of Love Studios, where little dogs seem to rule the day sometimes. All right. Oh, it's Jolie. Yes, hi. Auntie Natasha says hi, baby. So, ooh, look at this. Hopes and dreams up in the air for some of you all. I've got to shuffle these, but I'm going to start here first and let you see what... Actually, let me get you another... How about a better view? I've got another view here for you. Why don't we go to my toggle screen? So it's got a little bit more. That's a little easier for you to see now, right? I think that's a little bigger and better. Yeah, that's okay, Natasha. So, what are you wishing for? We've got the Seven of Cups showing up here, and it's like, excuse me, I choked on my water there. This is a really different depiction of the Seven of Cups than any that I had ever seen. It's really romantic, too. Usually the Seven of Cups, it's like somebody alone, but here you got a partner with you. You know, you're looking up at that tree house, and there's the cups there together. And for me, I love it. We're actually looking at a time like where I'm speaking to you as the 20-degree Capricorn Pluto in the house of 7, and it's like, what has to change for us to have really happy partnerships and marriages? What do we idealize, right? And so maybe some of you all are thinking about those things right now, what it is you would want in your partnerships, why 7's showing up again. It's like 7 and 7, and where we're talking about divine timing on things. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just do group number 1. For people that are attracted to group number 1 energies, these are going on right now. So if you're attracted to these messages tonight or over the next few days, group 1 might be for you, perhaps. All right. I'm pull us 3 cards here. All right, what's looking up at us? Okay, 7 of Wands, another 7, y'all. Hey, what's up there, Nigel Word? Trump 2020 or no? Do you know what Trump looks like? Without a jacket on a deck of cards, he might look like me with 2020 vision, like winking back at you. So how about we make plans for Nigel that way? What's the word on that? All right, 7 of Wands. Normal black man. Okay, I don't really know what that means, but hallelujah. 7 of Wands is... Who's racist? I'm not racist, sir. We've got a 7 of Wands here. Another 7, so we're talking about timing issues. This is the first card that's looking up at me here, and I'm seeing 2 people bickering. It's like there's 2 people bickering, and then there's like 2 in the back that are kind of, I don't want to say they're cowering, but they're watching and not saying anything. Trump is a black man. No, that's not true, Nigel. The judgment trumpet with Pence, repentance. No, not good. Exactly. Now we're just going to stay on real things and stay off of the false news, because some of us know that when you take a jacket off of the cards, when you take the box off and you jacket off, E.T. jumps up to say, end times, it's over. And if you miss the book of Jeremiah and forget how to chop yourself properly between 2 trees, it's a cataclysm and it's over. So, them college words, yes. So, we've got people now that are looking contentious here, group number 1, around these energies. Nigel, DMT needs people like me to even work, just so you know. I'm in full control of my dimethyltryptamine. I was actually dead for a period of time, and I'm alive now. I'm going to keep reading for those here that are interested in the cards. All right, so we got contentious hecklers. All right. And our first card is the Six of Pentacles. Thanks, Natasha. Six of Pentacles. This is awesome. This is somebody whose work is starting to pay off. You could be dealing with people that have earth element in their chart. This is generally going to be sun, moon, or rising. And I'm hearing Taurus for this one. Could very well be the case since it's a 6. You know, it's like closer to Taurus season there. But Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And if it's not, if you're not dealing with people there, because I'm hearing for some of you all, this could actually deal with I'm hearing altercations over money or altercations with people at work, like quibbling over how money gets spent and where things are either balanced or not. Hey, Nigel, God's not in a box. That's not how it actually went. If you're interested, I've got a link that I can share with you later about what actually happened to me when I jumped out of the body. But we're going to stick to these cards here now, so appreciate it. I'm hearing for those of you that are attracted to this first reading, it's just make sure that if you're hearing about it from people, that don't let them throw you off if what you're doing is like a loving practice or artful, because I'm hearing it's like they're just spouting off about things they don't even know about, and you're doing something that's working. All right, next card. Oh, 10 of Wands. So whatever it is that you've been dealing with, I'm hearing it's like the end of the cycle. Maybe you're waiting for a promotion, some of you, or you've just been like kind of tapped out looking for a way to level up. And if that's the case, this is like level up moves right here. Everything that you've been doing is protected. It's like, see all these things that are growing? It's like there's these bubbles over the top of them where they're being somewhat protected. But I'm hearing, like, watch your back. And I'm hearing for some of you all, you might actually have a little back pain from something. Be careful that you're watching how you lift things, and that you're also, I'm hearing just like distribute things if you need to. Because for some of you all, it's like you're getting to the point too, especially if you're creative or you're an artisan, where if you're not getting paid for it, or if it's not paying, it's kind of like things might be slipping. And I feel like you might actually need help. They're saying you might actually have a way to redistribute some of these things, get a little help, because there's a certain protection over this. So, yeah, I missed it before, so back to these cards. I have things that I'm doing here, Nigel. If you don't like the way the reading's going, it's cool, dude, all right? Take it easy. I have people that I'm working with on these cards. If you want to hear about my personal story and you want to be interested in that, there are actually ways that you can do that. Feel free to take a look at the other links. They're here too. I do talk about that, just not in the middle of this reading. But thanks. So, third card here, Queen of Swords. Some of you all might be dealing with a very expert person in some form. Sometimes this is a communication field, but I'm hearing for some of you all, this might be like a specialist of some kind. Might actually even be like, I'm hearing a doctor or a surgeon. Cool, man. All right, well, stick around. We're actually doing some more readings. Queen of Swords, for me, I've sometimes seen be a surgeon. Sometimes I've seen them be a doctor, an attorney, a writer. But I'm hearing for some of you all, if this is somebody that you're dealing with here, it could be a legal matter too. I'm hearing that for some of you all, if this has to deal with children, see there's these 2 kids back here is what I'm hearing. Let's see if I can get it better. Come on, camera. It's a little blurry right now. Let's see if it'll get a little better zoom for you. There's actually 2 small foxes there in the back while this fox is arguing with that raccoon there. And I'm hearing there might be like a weird protective thing going on. It could be a custody battle for some of you all. And I'm hearing that it's like, you might be doing everything you can to support yourself in this and like carrying the weight of the world and trying to protect all these things. And I'm hearing that if there's some stuff going on with the kids, this might actually be telling you that you need an impartial third party that can help take a look at it. What is going on? Duchess Bites, good to see you, darling. Hi. She just posted a pic about to fuck with this dude. Hey, Nigel, I'm gonna just get you out of here, dude. All right. I don't need this. It's your burp. Thanks. All right, I just took Nigel out. There's a bunch of weird messages that were coming through here that I'm just not going to deal with. Wow. All right. So this right here, I'm hearing for some of you all is actually possibly a legal consultant. For somebody else, I'm hearing it might actually be a child psychologist that can help, especially if there's a pattern that you've been recognizing. You're going to know if you need to get somebody qualified, but I'm hearing for some of you all that this is like just telling you, keep saving up. If you're saving up for something to outlay cash on, especially if it's going to protect your home, and you've been dealing with like a rather back-breaking issue, especially if there's like just some interloper here, because whoever this like raccoon person is that's like coming into your house and like barking and stuff, I'm hearing they might just need to go. What's going on, Zoe? Good to see you, darling. Happy belated birthday. Hope you're doing great. Yeah. Cool. So, yeah, it's what's in your own mind. That's right, Mari, exactly. So, I don't know, did that resonate for any of you all there? Yeah, let me know if it did. Yeah, freaky shit, that's right. Well, energy shows up, man. Things show up. It's one of those things we can't hide from anymore. The dude you blocked. Must have another. I didn't block you. I removed and you were still there, so I don't know. Maybe you're somebody else. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and clear these energies. Spray a little bit of a smudge here. And yeah, the dream I had last night. Really, Murray? I love you too, Natasha. Thank you. Okay, so this one just flew out for somebody. This is the Five of Pentacles. That was just slid out. Next to this Knight of Pentacles. I'm hearing for some of you all, go for it. You might be looking for a job. I'm hearing that you've been waiting to hear back. Somebody here. Two of Wands. Or maybe you're trying to make a decision. I'm hearing one decision really stands out though, because it's like one of them makes you feel like the black sheep that's the sad unicorn is what I just heard. You're not going to do well at that job if that's the case. It's like you won't do well if you feel like it's going to be the sad unicorn. Let's see here. Zoe says, I just wanted to say hi and thank you for my birthday wishes. I have really bad internet today, so I won't be staying for the chat. All right, darling, I love you. It's so good to see you, Zoe. Make sure you take an extra care of yourself, darling. Talk again soon. All right. So group number 2. Let's concentrate. Let's get some energies on these cards. What does group number 2 need to know? What can we do today to help with group number 2? And that's it right there. All right. The Hierophant. Okay, so for some of you all, this is dealing with whatever happened in May. This has a reflection on May, I'm hearing real specifically for somebody. For others, you might be dealing with a Taurus, or this could be dealing with your marriage. Mercury retrograde Wi-Fi. Yeah, you said it, Duchess Bites. I think that's exactly what it is. We've been having that. All right, first card. So Seven of Swords. Yow. I'm hearing for somebody, this is like, I'm hearing outright deceptive. I'm hearing they actually knew what you were waiting for and chose to hide it right here. And I'm hearing if this was you being open, because for some of you all, you're the one showing up here open. You're like the white bird here, proclaiming and like showing your sword clearly, being a good communicator. I'm hearing whoever this fool is over here came in to hide something. And they're, see that, whatever they have in their hand there, that sharp object, they're ready to take a stab at somebody and they're pretending is what it is. So I'm hearing whatever it is that might have been going on, they might have been trying to take a stab. And for some of you all, it's about a marriage. For others, it's like whatever happened in May. All right, see what else we got here. We've got the Lovers showing up. So, okay. For somebody, it's like people who are jealous of your relationship, because look at that. That's like one of the most romantic cards ever. In this deck, it's just gorgeous. It's my Shadowscapes deck. Sometimes this is dealing with a Gemini person. I'm hearing like all kinds of sirens going on here outside my window. This has been a lot going on during Mercury retrograde. I got this window open, but I'm hearing for some of y'all, this is like, it's literally, it's like spirit energy hanging around saying that you've had people that need to be exposed for just being trivial around whatever your relationship is or whatever your harmony situation is. Because I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like whatever you do openly here, it's like how you communicate and needing to know that you've had people behind your back. What else? Page of Wands. And I'm hearing whatever it is, don't worry about it. I'm hearing it's just good for you to know. Some of you actually know that that's been going on, and I'm hearing it doesn't matter though. I'm hearing for some of y'all, it's like so petty and inconsequential what they've been up to that this is you like kind of like being art over here. This Page of Wands is a gift where she goes. Just know your own gender, she, he, they, other. This could be you. This could also be people that you're dealing with if this is not you. Often of the fire element, usually sun, moon, or rising in one of the fire tribes like Aries, Leo, or Sag. But I'm hearing it's like, for some of you all, whatever you're doing, it's like an evolution. Because they're saying it's like, for some of you all, you might have had some crappy naysayer here that maybe you knew about, maybe you didn't. But I'm hearing it's like whatever you did to take yourself from this place where you might have had the knives in your back, you might have had people plotting behind you, you might have had several enemies, because I'm seeing like 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm hearing blackbirds aren't always the enemy here, but I'm hearing in this situation that it's like people that were calculating against you. They're showing me like 4 or 5 people, and I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like it might be like negative family members, but it's not really your family. It's like people that are like either married into your family or maybe not married into your family, but they want to act like it. And so they plot is what they do. And so I'm hearing for some of you, it's like what they could never do because they're actually on low ground while you're on high ground. And they're showing that here, it's like all about your relationship. And here I'm hearing that it's like, this is kind of how you can get yourself carried away in a way that feels good, especially if you have had just negative people all around you. But I'm hearing for some of you all, if you have children, that's going to take your focus. And even if you don't have children, it doesn't have to be about dealing with children. Sometimes these pages are just less experienced energies or less mature energies. And I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like getting in touch with a younger version of yourself. Oh, I've got some messages here. We've got Mari, I would like to frame those cards and have one on my walls. These would make awesome cards, especially if they were blown up like that. No more so mental games. Oh, it's like the end. Not yet, Jessica. Hi, baby. It's good to see you, sweetheart. We're actually doing 3 card readings. Pick your cards. And we did the first one. This is the second one. And I'm about to do a third one too. But we hadn't quite finished this one yet. So you didn't miss too much. You're about one and a half card readings through. I decided I would do a little extra cards tonight. Hi. It's always good to see you. So, for those of you that are planning on, I'm hearing for some of you, I gotta go to this one here specifically. If you're planning a marriage, I'm hearing it's like, don't worry. I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like somebody you wanted to hire for something, you caught her looking at your man, is what I'm hearing. And it's just like, I saw you looking at my man. Let's see here. The mind can be dull if you don't keep it sharp. Cut through the thoughts and that don't belong to you. Very good advice, Mari. I love it. But yeah, I'm hearing for some of you all, especially if your person is either like Gemini or maybe Taurus. They might be on the cusp. This is really close here. I'm hearing if that's the case, if you're like trying to get together, if you're like planning a marriage somehow, they're showing me this person is either like a musician or like maybe your DJ or like your wedding planner or something. But I'm hearing it's like, I don't know what it was. And it wasn't like she did it in front of you, but I don't know if maybe there was a past or like how she used to look at your man, but I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like you're seeing the Seven of Swords here, excuse me, and it's like, I know you have some thoughts and you've been probably saying some funny things behind my back here and like deciding whether or not you wanted to keep that person to do the work. And I'm hearing she might do a great job and that it's probably a very harmless situation, although know it yourself, you know. Me personally, if it was me, I don't know, if I was getting married and somebody was like checking out my fiance and like looking at her, I'd be like, hell no. You know, I'm just like that though. So hey, you're gonna know how you feel about it. Page of Wands showing up. Yeah, rock on, Mari. Pull out that electric guitar. Do you play electric guitar, my dear? I've got my acoustic here on the wall. I should like pull that down and play it some more. I'm gonna go ahead and just shuffle these a little bit more, and we're gonna concentrate. We'll get ourselves another reading. Group number 3. We're doing 3 groups tonight, especially since Jessica just got here. I know you didn't miss everything. I'll do this one more. Alright, what do my babies need to know about on tonight? Let me get us a card reading. We used to play tambourines. My sister is married to a musician. They own a guitar shop. Well, how cool is that? All right, yay, Jessica. She's excited. Good. Me too. See what we got here. Okay. Whatever this one is about has to do with the 4 of Swords. I'm hearing for some of you all, this is like whatever you've been waiting out, whatever you've been holding out for, this is the topic. And I'm hearing for some of you all too, and seriously, this is a very serious message that I have to just say with you. And it came up in those Novembers. So definitely, if you haven't checked out the November readings, I'm going to recommend that you check your sun, your moon, and your rising. I was getting some messages for some of you all, especially those of you that are really intentional and that are really wanting to help harness what's going on with these baby shields and how we're actually particle relocating for the new form, because the old things are going away, seriously. I just linked that new playlist here in the chat, but I kept hearing that some of you will really benefit from just doing a lot more meditating. And I know this is going to sound crazy to some of you, but I'm hearing like 2 to 3 hours a day. that if you can add meditation, and maybe just before you're going to bed or waking up earlier, you don't have to do it all in one go, but if you are a meditator and you can challenge yourself to get a 2 to 3 hour block of meditation right now, it's really going to take some things next level for you. Yes, Natasha, wonderful idea, especially if you guys can get the kids in bed at all a little bit earlier where you can do that stuff. Like we were talking about with you and Ben, it would be so helpful right now. So I'm hearing for some of you all, that's actually what this is about, is this Four of Swords is like the thing that you are holding out for, whatever it is that you waited for, whatever has been in your mind, in your hair, so to speak. And they're literally showing it in that picture there. Good, I'm so happy you're working on it. And let's see here. 3 cups, so yeah, that's definitely people working on it. See, look at that. I don't know if you can see it there, but that's like people coming together and sharing something of an emotional nature. To get back to meditation. So yes, I agree with that, Mari. Please make time for that. Sometimes this is a social event that's going on here, but it's like when things actually start to pick up, because with wands, it's sometimes just like the beginning energy where we have that inception, the idea to begin something, a little bit of energy to put into something, that investment to be made. When we hit the 2s, a lot of times it's like we're making a decision, or we're kind of figuring out what our partnership level of participation is. And when we get to the 3s, it's like that. It's kind of like that first step where, 2 is actually 3 sometimes. Sometimes you need like that third party to really kick things up a notch. I'm hearing for some of you all, this might be what you've been waiting for. For some of you all, this is like just knowing that you were even waiting for an opportunity to get out with friends. And I'm hearing it might be harder to plan than you had expected, especially like just being an adult now. And it's like everybody's got their things going on. And then we also have like Mercury retrograde, and it's trying to make things connect, get those dots to connect. And I'm hearing for some of you all, whatever you've been waiting for, it might actually start to come together right now. For some of you all, it might be, bless you, a time of something easy coming in. And I'm hearing for some of y'all, it's exactly what you need, especially if you've been trying to focus on just more rest in your life, that whatever this get together is, pick the right people. And if it's the right people just like this, you're going to have a good time. I'm hearing if you drink, go careful, because the effects of things like alcohol might come on you more strongly right now than you realize. And it might actually be better just to stay super hydrated. Let's see what else is coming up with this. We've got the 8 of Pentacles. So that looks like Charlotte's Web there. And I'm hearing whatever it is that you've been architecting in your private mind, it's kind of like going through Charlotte's Web. This is like the baby gate architecture that's been growing around you too. And I'm hearing for some of you all, that's what you need to notice about this. It's like, look at that, that's all around these 3 that are together with the cups. Whoever those 3 are there, I mean, they look like women to me, but you're going to know if those are your friends too. Guys get together like this too and hang out, But this is like a magic circle that's happening there. Those 3 have, let's see if you can see this. It's, there we go. You see that globe around them? It's like a bubble of protection. They're like partially in the water. They're like mermaids. They're like some kind of nymphs. Hey, what's up, Angelique? Good to see you, darling. Always good to have you here, love. Hi, friend. I'm hearing for some of you all, hang on, baby. You see this here? All of these little stars are protected with like globes around them too here in this web. And so I'm hearing for you, you need to know that whatever you've been planning, whatever is in your hair there, this 4 of Swords, yes, mermaid fairies, exactly. Whatever it is that you've been planning there, whatever it is, it's like it's gone from in your mind, in your hair, in your special framework. Now, Jolie, into the place where you kind of have accomplices here. You've got two others here that are with you. It's like the prayer went up and something went around and locked. And so whatever you get together to do with these people, if you haven't figured out a way to turn it into a creative project, I'm hearing that you might have waited long enough to even get together with them. That yes, it's like it's an amazing thing that can happen when you introduce Eight of Pentacles energy. This is the kind of like usually the Apprentice card. It's like some artist who is creating something and they're so focused on it that sometimes they don't see anything else. And you see, that's like what Charlotte has been architecting here in the tree. And how beautiful it is. It's like these stars that are protected there, and there's 8 of them. And so I'm hearing it's like there might be some kind of fertile energy that you can take advantage of galvanizing your talents together to create with. And sometimes people say, don't jump into things during Mercury retrograde. Well, what is jumping in if you've got these long-standing relationships that are coming together and you're creatively discussing projects that you can actually work in? Because it's not something that just starts sometimes. It's the thing that you are articulating and that you are bringing into an understanding, and where often we have opportunities with things like Mercury being retrograde to sort of have a do-over in communication. And so for some of you all, this is a really good time, especially if you've been waiting to see these people, to get together and do something. I'm hearing for some of you, you're going to know if that's the case, especially if you might have had plans with at least one of these people back in August and you just couldn't get together. Good. I'm glad you like it, Natasha. Keep it in mind too, because especially if you've been trying to get together with somebody for like several months, I'm hearing for some of you all, you might be lucky to see some of your friends maybe like 2 or 3 times a year, because it might take 3 or 4 weeks or even a month or two to get schedules to jive sometimes. So I'm hearing if that's the case here, when you get together, just let yourself have the free flow and know that you've got the kind of communication here where whatever the project is, you might actually have some synergies that you didn't even know could take place. So that's one. We're going to do one more card here. 2 of Wands showing up. All right. So what I love about the 2 of Wands is creative. I'm hearing for some of y'all, this is like where you're going to be picking things. There's a lot of people involved here potentially. You see the 3 cats. Actually 4 if you consider that big one there on the rock with you. But I'm hearing for some of you all, this 2 of Wands, this could very well be your primary partnership too, especially if you're in a relationship or if you're married. And if one, either you or your partner have fire in your chart, like your sun, your moon, or your rising being, Aries, Leo, or Sag. And then in some cases, this is like you kind of looking over the details of something that you might actually want to do with these other people and energies, how the project comes together, who the little ones are that need the overseeing, where creativity is going to be a boon, what you're going to do with it looking forward into the future. And yeah, let's see, we have Ben's 30th school reunion this weekend at HSPVA. That's awesome. He was at HSPVA. How freaking cool, Natasha. That's going to be incredible. I hope that goes great. Looking out to new horizons, I see. Absolutely, Jessica. That's exactly what that is. And so it's also knowing that you have different kinds of partnership, maybe that you didn't realize in some cases, and that I just keep hearing for some of you all, it's like something that you had your devotion invested in. So it might be something you were like praying for quietly, and 8 of Swords is showing up underneath that. Let's see. Wow. Yeah, some of y'all might have been feeling like it was like whatever you were praying for in your dark, quiet places, because that's somebody that usually feels pretty defeated there. You see that 8 of Swords, this is like playing very heavily into mental energies, whether or not you have swords in your chart, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, people could be involved because you've got swords here and swords here, but I'm hearing for some of y'all, it's a great reduction. Whatever it is that took you out of these like 8 swords, where you might have been praying and crying in the dark, to just like learning how to meditate and hold on to your faith and knowing you had good ideas in your mind and just praying that something would come together. In some cases, it's going to happen because you have good friends, you have good partners with you, and you have people that want to see you shine and that are actually going to care about your talents and just help, shine with you. Because that's what this looks like here, and I think it's going to be great. I hope that was helpful, you guys. We did 3 of these tonight. If you showed up and you missed the first 2, feel free to check back at the beginning. Once we end this one here, we're going to be changing this call here soon. I am also going to invite you to Very Fine Martians. I'm actually broadcasting this show there too for those of you that only do radio and maybe not the video. It's going on there right now. Have also been sharing some radio show throughout the day. When I have an opportunity, I leave a note and we share other things in the chat. So if you're an intuitive or not, or you just like to hang out, Very Fine Martians is my new Discord community where we're connecting positive messages to each other and helping provide relief from the common experience. If I could help with a personal reading too, my information is below, and I am so happy that the reading was helpful. Natasha, thank you for letting me know that, and appreciate what you said there, Mari, about people encouraging you to keep at it, because that is true. That's where rewards are, and sometimes that's the greatest gift. It's the people that show up as a gift in your life. Jessica says, I don't feel like I need to look at the other cards. That was super trippy. Too much synchronicity to mention in this particular reading. Well, that's awesome. I'm happy that that worked. And, that only could happen because you showed up when you did, my dear. So those must have been helpful for you. Well, you guys, I love you so much. I really appreciate you being here. We're going to talk a little bit some more, maybe tomorrow, about the upcoming full moon. I'm probably going to be doing a reading on that. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do a live one that day too. But I have some things that I would like to share. We'll be back soon. And oh, good, Angelique. I'm glad you'll catch from the beginning. Let me know what you think too. All right, darling. I love you guys. Have a sweet night. And we'll catch you again soon when we're back for another one. All right. Bye for now.
Promise that you'll catch